So the Minnesota Vikings have been a very interesting football team. They're 6-1 right now, and obviously I'm a Cardinals fan, so obviously I'm a little bit salty about that loss. I feel like we definitely shot ourselves in the foot. But this video isn't going to be me releasing my anger on the Minnesota Vikings because I already made a video on how I felt about the game. But not the Cardinals. Fuck, why did I say the Cardinals? I'm kind of messing up here. I'm not sold on the Minnesota Vikings. That's going to be the video, okay? And I'm going to be explaining why in today's video. Now, the Minnesota Vikings, if you look at their roster, they have a pretty solid roster. They just traded for TJ Hawkinson, which is like a pretty elite tight end, so I think that's great for them. But not only that, look at their offense, bro. Their offense is, they have a lot of weapons. Dalvin Cook, Jay Jettis, one of my favorite football players, other than players from the Cardinals, obviously. Jay Jettis, you have Adam Thielen, TJ Hawkinson now to add in there. That lineup is looking crispy, but there is one man that I believe will not win the Super Bowl for the Minnesota Vikings, and that is Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is the most mediocre quarterback probably in NFL history. I won't lie. All right, okay, I'll chill. It's probably not the most mediocre quarterback in history, but the most mediocre. Fuck, I can't even fucking talk. Most mediocre quarterback that I have seen with my two eyeballs. Okay, the guy is not it. All right, even though he wins you some games, like don't get me wrong, Kirk Cousins can win you some games. But when it matters most, he always folds. Name one time when Kirk Cousins won a game that was like, oh shit, Kirk Cousins, like he's here. Or he won a game that was important. Name me one in the comments if you can. Other than that, I'm really not sold on the guy. I really do think that the Minnesota Vikings will never win a Super Bowl under Kirk Cousins, and I truly believe that they will probably get first rounded in the playoffs. I'm being 100% serious when I say this. The Minnesota Vikings are probably most likely going to get first rounded in the playoffs, or maybe even second rounded. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, maybe second rounded, but it's not going to be no championship. Okay, now let's take a look at the defense. The defense out of the ball, they have, their linebacker core is, they're good. Eric Kendricks, what's his one name? Fuck, I forgot his name. Dude, he used to play for the Cardinals. He was playing on Sunday. Jordan Hicks. Yeah, that's his name, Jordan Hicks. Jordan Hicks, Daniil Hunter. So much just elite pass rushers, linebackers. That linebacker core is stacked. And then line up with, Patrick Peterson, even though he is kind of old. And some, pretty good other corners as well. Again, I'm not really too huge on the Minnesota Vikings. Like, I don't stack their roster. Again, they're not my favorite team. And they also have Harrison Smith as well, which is a pretty beast safety. He's a beast. All right, like Harrison Smith is, a really cool and really good NFL. Why I say really cool? He's a really good NFL player. And, I feel like what's really going to hold this team back, as I said, man, it's the quarterback, Kirk Cousins. I truly am not a Kirk Cousins believer, and I really do think that Kirk Cousins will never win Minnesota shit. He won't. I generally believe, I'm being serious right now, from the bottom of my heart, Minnesota Vikings fans, if you're watching this video, Kirk Cousins is not going to win you nothing. I'm sorry. Now, you guys would probably say the same thing about Kyler Murray, Minnesota Vikings fans. Oh, what about Kyler Murray? Kyler Murray. Listen here. All right, Kyler Murray is still young, okay? I think he's like in his third, fourth year, so he's still kind of young. And not only that, look at his fucking coach, Cliff Kingsbury. Cliff Kingsbury is the worst coach in NFL history. No, I wouldn't say he's the worst coach in NFL history. I think that's obviously too extreme, but he is one of the worst coaches in the league right now, and you can't argue against that. Cliff Kingsbury sucks. I promise you, if Kyler Murray had someone else than Cliff Kingsbury, Cardinals will be a much better team. Like, if you look on paper, Cardinals are a good team, but it's just Cliff that holds it back, man. I'm not even gonna fucking, why am I talking about the Cardinals? This is a fucking Minnesota Vikings video. What am I doing? So yeah, the Minnesota Vikings, I truly believe, will not make the Super Bowl this year, and they are pretty much 6-1 frauds. That's gonna be it. I really don't think that they have enough to win the Super Bowl. Kirk Cousins is not it as a quarterback, man. I really do think that. Like, maybe if you could get a different quarterback this offseason. Isn't Kirk Cousins, is this his last year in Minnesota? I don't even know. Did he sign an extension? I don't even know, man. But Kirk Cousins has been in Minnesota for a while now, and he really hasn't done anything. Again, Minnesota Vikings have always been a mediocre team, but having a strong start this season, we'll see how it goes. We'll see if they collapse. We'll see if they keep on winning games. But I feel like the time January comes around, because the NFC East, or no, it's not the NFC East, the NFC North, I think that's their division, with the Packers and Bears and what was the other team, the Lions. Yeah, that division is pretty fucking awful. So I feel like they're gonna win the division for sure, but they're not gonna win no playoffs games, or they're not gonna win Super Bowl. I'm telling you guys right now. All right, Kirk Cousins is not that guy, and as I said, I'm just not sold on the Minnesota Vikings. So yeah, see ya.